Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Everybody together. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Mahamantra ki jai. So, when I sing, I am sure that you all are singing back also. But in Zoom mode, it's a little difficult to back and forth sing. But you will get many such Hare Krishna Kirtans. And I'll put one in the chat, you can take it, which you can see at your leisure. These are all Harinam Sankirtans. Take it. Yeah, put it in there. Jai Krishna, you can take it and keep it with you. Huh?
Sure, Prabhuji.
So I will share the PPT with you just a minute. So you all can see my screen now, right?
Yes.
I was telling you that I will tell you about the Sthita Prajna Self-realized man, how he sits, speaks and walks today. So I just want to remind you about one point from the previous session. When I talk in these classes about Krishna, that Krishna is actually that one supreme Lord. We can call him as capital G-O-D. There are many small G-O-Ds. Small G-O-D gods are controllers at different levels. For example, somebody is controlling your country, where you live. Somebody is controlling the country in which I am living in India here. Somebody is controlling America. Somebody is controlling Russia. So these are also controllers. But their jurisdiction of control is limited to some area. Whereas when we talk about God, what all religions talk about as God, like Jehovah or Allah or Krishna or capital G-O-D, there is one supreme. But the understanding about that supreme varies from one religion to another. In some religions, that supreme God is presented as punisher of the evil. In some religions, that's understanding is like the father who provides for all our needs. And in some religions, he is understood as a master and servant. He is master, we are his servant. And what we are learning here in Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam, God is not only just a master, he is a friendly master, he is a loving master, he is an empathic master. He is a master who treats his devotees in different relationships like a equal friend, or like God becomes a child of his devotees. Just like Nanda, Yashoda, Krishna becomes a child. In a later stage, I will explain about that. Or God can become, one can treat God as a lover. So, in this way, in 5 relationships, in neutral, as a servant, as a friend, as a parent, and as a lover. So these are 5 relationships in which one can deal with God. So in this way, Bhakti Yoga means you can connect with the Lord in such intimate relationships, but which goes to show that he is very approachable. He is very accessible. He is not somebody who is very far away. Like in the picture right here, you see Krishna Arjun. Lord and devotee are very always together. They are closely connected. Actually, God is such a great person. He doesn't have to, teach Arjuna to fight the battle. He himself can finish all the enemies in a moment if he wishes so. But you can see that he connects with Arjuna in 18 days war. And in that 18 days of war, there's a lot of exchange of love between Lord and the devotee and exchanges. Many pastimes take place. So in the previous session, I was telling you one important verse, which I am reminding you. Yavan arthodapane sarvata samplatodake. That verse says, in a village, sometimes there are many wells. One well is for taking a bath. Another well is for taking water for sacred activities in the temple. There is another well for washing clothes. There's another well. In villages, people would not have lavatory in their houses. They would go out to a certain place in the field where they will pass. And then for washing water, they will take from one type of well for washing their body. Because it's a contaminating activity, passing stool. After that, they would use one particular well. So these are all different wells for different activities. But in that village, if there is a flowing river, then all activities can be done in that river only. You don't need separate wells, because the flowing water is always pure. Only when it is stagnated, water gets contaminated, isn't it? It's a flowing water. Similarly, like Krishna says, there are various different devatas or demigods who can offer you different blessing, benediction. Like some people worship sun god so that they can have good health. Some people worship Lord Ganesha so that they can have, they can remove their obstacles on their path. Somebody worships Shiva and Durga Devi so that they can get a good spouse, good husband or a good wife. Like people worship Durga for getting a good husband. People worship Shiva for getting a good wife. Like that. And somebody wants education, they go to Saraswati, goddess, because she is the wife of Brahma, so they can have good education. So in this way, there are many people going to these different gods and goddesses, you will see. Like it's not only in Hindu tradition, in Greek mythology also you will find Greek people also, they have many gods and goddesses they worship. Similarly, you will find Japanese also, they all worship like that. So different. So it's not only to do with gods and goddesses. Even in this world, somebody becomes a servant of a politician, hoping that the politician will give me some seat. He will give me some post. Take out.
Hari.
This is my
Hari Bol
special.
Prabhu.
Just as Ravana stole Sita, I am coming to steal Radhika.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Maharaj is Jacob.
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
This is my special master. It's Raghunath Maharaj.
Madhavan Maharaj.
Many of them are regular Maharajas.
Very honored to meet each one of you. Thank
Honor
you.
to meet you too. Yeah. Hari Bol Prabhu. First time I'm seeing you, by the way.
I hear he says he read your book, open. He has read your book, he says. I just come in.
So please continue.
And this gets over by 6 Maharaj. That's not it. I'll come and meet you. I'll be coming down. That's not it. Very nice. And I've been meeting Radha Gopinath Prabhu. Thank you. Can I click on photo? Hare Krishna, that's my spiritual master. I'm sorry for that. Actually, he suddenly came. I didn't expect it at this time because he was in a festival. Yeah. Yeah, all of you got a special blessing today as a part of the class. You know how he came here? Actually, I'm given accommodation here, and above this, they're purchasing a flat here. So Maharaj wanted to see the rooms, how many rooms are there here. He suddenly opened the door, and I happened to be here with all of you. Wonderful blessing. Very nice. So I was just beginning the class just now. I was telling you that different wells fulfill different purposes. And the same manner, different small gods and goddesses in this world give you different material benefits. But all those material benefits are temporary. They are all finished by the passage of time, and they are all short-lived. Whereas if you go to the capital devotee, and that too with a pure intention of we get pure love for God. That love for God is everlasting. It's imperishable. And it goes beyond death to along with the soul. The pure love for God goes along with the soul. And that is achieved by Bhakti Yoga. So that was one of the things in the last class I said I want to re-emphasize that. Today it will become even more clear as we proceed with the I will share the PowerPoint just now. So Sthita Prajna, the self-realized man. Let us learn more about this self-realized man so that we can also become self-realized. See, this looks very clumsy, too many things in this slide, but I will be explaining them all one by one. So you don't have to worry. Don't get bogged by the too much data. One of you can read this, please. 54, 55 shloka numbers are given. You can see 54. Arjuna asks Krishna.
Arjuna asks Krishna 4 questions about one, whose consciousness is merged in transcendence. What are his symptoms? How does he speak? How does he sit? How does he walk?
Yeah. And then he is asking, the first question is asking, see, question, the shloka number 55, what are his symptoms? Second one is asking, how does he speak? Next. And then the third one is asking, how does he sit? And then the fourth one is answered, how does he walk? All 4 are answered by Krishna. So, but the meaning of these questions is given in the dark blue, background, if you see. What are his symptoms means, what is the meaning of that? How does Sthita Prajna, a self-realized person, reveal his position? And how does he speak means, how are his mentality and words affected by the affection, equanimity, and anger shown by other people around him? That means his mind, how does it respond to the stimuli, external stimuli? That means, does he give tit for tat? If somebody yells at him, does he yell back? Somebody praises him, does he praise? How is his mentality affected? And the words also. How is his mentality and words affected by others' behavior? Third one is, how does he sit? What is his mentality when his senses are restrained from their objects? You all know very well, when we restrain the senses from their objects, they give internally like a kind of push. I want, like that. There is a kind of vigor. For example, there are things which we should not eat, prohibited for us to eat, but the tongue may be longing for them. Similarly, every man is allowed to marry a woman, and if he wants, he can have a wedded family, husband, wife can live. But sometimes a man looks at another woman, some other woman, and feels attraction, but he has to restrain the sense. So, Sthita Prajna, how does he feel? A self-realized person, when he sees objects of enjoyment. That's the meaning. And then how does he walk? Means, how does he actually engage the senses? What does he do with the senses? Does he suppress the senses? Or he exhibits the senses? What does he do? These are the 4 questions. The first question is easy. Symptoms. How does he reveal his position? Second one is his speech, mentality and speech. And the third one is, how does he sit? Means, how is he situated? When he controls the senses from the sense objects. Does he go crazy? Does he go mad? Or how does he control the senses? And the fourth one is, how does he walk? Means, when he's moving about in the world. The world filled with senses and sense objects. What happens to him? So you all understand these 4 questions of Arjuna? They are very brilliant questions, and they are very helpful for us. Now you may wonder, why the subject matter is now going in this direction. Arjuna was supposed to be fighting the battle, and Krishna is supposed to give him some techniques on how to fight the battle. What is it going on here? He's talking about self-realized soul. See, that is the beauty of the Gita. The Bhagavad Gita Lord teaches the attitude with which we all have to do our activities. That is the Bhagavad Gita. Bhagavad Gita teaches us the attitude, right attitude, and that we have to carry in our heart, because ultimately the work is not done for the sake of bread and butter. Actually, without going to school or college, the birds are eating their daily bread. You can see that without earning a degree, the elephant in the African jungle is eating tons of grass. Food is not a very big deal. When I became a monk, way back in 1994, almost like 30 years ago, many of my colleagues told me, hey, you are becoming a monk? What will happen tomorrow if there is some crisis? It's better for you to have a bank balance and make some arrangement for your self-protection, care for yourself, because you should not be in the street without any food. But actually, I am now reflecting back. In the last 30 years, not a single day passed without prasadam. And that too 3 times prasad. There are so many people who want to invite me to their homes for prasad. I have to say no. We are getting enough prasad in the temple itself. So there is no dearth of food. There is no dearth of clothes to wear. There is no dearth of place to stay. And even when I come to West also, I go from one temple to another. I don't even know many systems in the West. But when I come there by Krishna's arrangement, people take me from one city to another, and I give lectures, meet the people, and all the arrangements are made by the Lord. You just work for the Lord and He will take care of you. It's very simple, it is. Just like you see a boy studying in a college, the father sends him money for his food, clothing, shelter. Even a material father in this world takes care of the son. Why will a spiritual father not take care of his children who are working for him? It's a very simple thing, it is, to understand. So therefore, you will see that when we are talking about Bhagavad Gita, it is not just a book for saving oneself from hell, how to save myself from hell. That is not the goal. It is not for giving us some material benefits, some bungalow or a car or a high-paying job, there's such kinds of things. It is not even for giving moksha. Where generally people think moksha or liberation is the ultimate goal of life. People think like that. But the jnanis and the yogis in Himalayas, when they want to get moksha, their idea is you attain peace. You give up all these interactions with this world and attain a stage of nirvana or attain a stage of Brahma Jyoti, where you are completely peaceful. There is no disturbance for you. Many people in this world aspire for that, even educated people also. One of the reasons they aspire for that is they are intelligent people. They have understood that this world is full of drama, of so much of quarrel and hypocrisy and fights and pains and miseries and everything. So they want to transcend this and go to a state of peace. But that is not the ultimate. That was the point I was telling you. Because beyond peace is a platform of love, where there is a dynamic, ever fresh, ever new arrangements where one can exchange love with the Lord. Like in the Krishna Arjuna episode you are seeing here, Krishna and Arjuna are exchanging affectionate question answers. You can see that. So that type of loving interaction with God, if one should go beyond 0, 0 to the platform of peace, beyond the platform of peace to the platform of love. Yeah. So, here Jacob has asked a question. I suppose you could say some same as a blessing. If you remove useful yourself, many things can happen that you can observe miracles every day. So he's telling about some miracles. Day before Purnima full moon, I was doing a Leela meditation in Nita Arjuna's prayer to see the version of Supreme Divine. I saw the most interesting storm I ever seen. Was lightning all around me and like 20 miles around me, and I fully believe. Okay, so Jacob's point is, when you enter the Leela meditation, you can get experiences. See, experiences are individual, experiences are personal, experiences are questionable. But one of the things what we depend upon in our early stage of practice is a sacred wisdom literature like Bhagavad Gita, where the supremely wise Lord Krishna is speaking, and the sincere devotee Arjuna is hearing, and we put ourselves in Arjuna's role as Arjuna's follower, and we hear from Krishna, and we will stick to the teachings that Krishna gives us, and then individually you can experience the divinity yourself. Because this is a very scientific book, the Bhagavad Gita. You will see that as we proceed. Like right now I am explaining to you, you will see that everything we explain is very pretty logical. We systematically develop the subject. Today also you will find as we proceed with these 4 questions. What are his symptoms? How does he sit? How does he speak? How does he walk? Everything is going to be explained very systematically. And that's what I liked very much with Bhagavad Gita, because it's very reasonable, it is very understandable, even in the contemporary times. And apart from that, if any of you had some experiences by Kundalini Yoga, or by Raja Yoga, or by Leela Smarana meditation, you all may also have read many spiritual literature, various other books, and you might have met many of the saintly persons also. As far as this parampara is concerned, where Srila Prabhupada is teaching in his books, Prabhupada is teaching us to depend upon the knowledge given by Lord Krishna to Arjuna, and stick to it and practice chanting of Hare Krishna. That is our sadhana. Leela Smarana will happen, remembrance of the Lord, and everything will come over a period of time as we advance in the spiritual life. In the early stage, we are supposed to chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So this is one mantra, one Maha Mantra. If you do 108 times, it is called one round, we call it. And if you multiply it by 16 times, It is 16 rounds. So 16 rounds takes approximately a couple of hours to do. So those of you who can spend a couple of hours in a day, that's great. If you can't, then you take 1 hour out. 8 rounds you can do. And preferably in the early morning hours, if you do, it's very wonderful. Yeah. So Jeet has a brilliant question. What if someone has different Ishta Devata? Actually, this Ishta Devata word is coined by some people who say that you can accept any Devata of your choice. And how that system has come, I will tell you. Those fellows have an understanding that ultimate truth is impersonal, and that impersonal truth manifests in different forms as Ganesha, Kartikeya, Durga, Shiva, Krishna, Rama, Vishnu. Like that, they think like that, those people. So they have an assumption that ultimate truth is impersonal. But when you go to the Bhagavad Gita 7.24 or 12.2, in those verses you will see that, and 14.27, in all these verses you will find that Krishna says he is personal. Ultimate truth is personal, it is not impersonal. Ultimate truth is personal and impersonal, both. Like a sun, for example. Sun has a form, it has also got impersonal effulgence, light also, both. So that's what Lord Krishna is saying. Whereas these people are thinking that ultimate truth is impersonal and it takes on many forms. They think like that. That is a misunderstanding. Therefore, they think of Ishta Devatas. But if you read the Bhagavad Gita as we proceed, I am going to share you verse by verse we are going. You will see that. Lord Krishna talks about the 33 crore Devatas. They all belong to this world. They are all there. But when ultimately, the ultimate truth is Lord Krishna, and he expands as Vishnu, he expands as Rama, and he also expands as Shiva, who is playing the role of a great devotee of Krishna. You will see Lord Shiva meditates on Sri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram, he does. You will see that. And all other gods are all below, like Brahma, Indra, Chandra, Varuna, Vayu, all those devatas and all. So this Ishta Devata concept has come because people think that you can worship any god of your choice and you can get whatever benediction you want. People generally think like that because each Devata can give them some benedictions. So, Jeet, is it clear, Jeet? You have any other questions further on this?
No problem. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. And yeah. Hanuman is also a devotee. Yeah, that's true. Yeah. Yes, exactly. Actually, when we see great personalities, like some people worship Hanuman, but if you know that he is a great devotee of Rama and he is chanting holy name, so we also chant the holy name. That's wonderful. So now we are entering this Sthita Prajna, and you will see the concepts are so systematically explained here. As we proceed, you will see that. Let us recite the verse. Arjuna Vacha Sthita Prajnasya ka bhasha samadhisthasya keshava Sthitadhi kim prabhasheta kimasita vrajeta kim. Arjuna is asking. He's asking, Sthita Prajnasya ka bhasha. My dear Krishna, for a self-realized person, what is his language? How does he speak? He's asking. He's asking. Bhasha means his symptoms. What are his symptoms? Samadhistasya Keshava, one who is situated in the Samadhi or the fourth stage. There are 4 stages actually: Jagrati, Swapna, Sushupti, Samadhi. Jagrati is a wakeful state, like we are all in Jagrati right now. Night when you sleep, that is Swapna, you get dreams. And then Sushupti means deep sleep, where you neither get dreams nor are you aware of anything. You are completely blackout. That is Sushupti. And 4th stage is Samadhi, where one is fixed in the Lord, in the Supreme Truth. So in that stage, the self-realized person, what are his symptoms? And Sthitadhi, he is fixed in intelligence. Dhi means intelligence. Sthitadhi means a person of fixed intelligence. Kim prabhasheta, how does he speak? Kim asita, how does he sit? Kim brajeta, how does he walk? These are the 4 questions he's asking. Yeah. So here, Prabhupada is saying in the purport, in the Bhagavad Gita as it is, the importance of the word symptom. There are symptoms of rich man. Like rich man can be seen by the type of car he travels in, by the type of dress he wears, like that. And the diseased man can be understood by coughing, mucus and all that, or he is bedridden and all that. The learned man can be seen by the speech, quality of his speech. And Prabhupada says the quality of speech is most important, because a fool remains undiscovered until he opens his mouth, he says. Only when a person opens his mouth, you understand what is his substance. So a self-realized soul also can be understood by certain symptoms. We will see what are those symptoms. So these are the 4 questions. What are his symptoms? How does he speak? How does he sit? How does he walk? So there are many great parampara examples. If you see the 6 Goswamis you have shown in the picture below, parampara examples. They were all great devotees. They lived in Vrindavan, India. They wrote, they studied all the Vedic literature and extracted the essence of them, called the quintessence of all of them. And they also erected temples. They instituted worship. They chanted Hare Krishna. And they lived pure lives. They always chanted and danced. And taught this to hundreds and thousands of people. Same thing, other acharyas you are seeing in our line. Prabhupada, his Guru Bhakti Saraswati Thakur, his Guru Gaur Kishore Das Babaji, his Guru Bhaktivinoda Thakur, his Guru Jagannath Das Babaji, all of them. They all lived an ideal life as self-realized personalities. Let us see how they live. First question, general symptoms. So here Krishna says 2 symptoms. He says he gives up all material desires of sense gratification born of mental concoction. And with that purified mind, he finds satisfaction in the self alone. Now this I am explaining in the subsequent slides very simply. You will see that. One thing is he gives up all material desires, he says. Here is the answer Krishna gave. Shri Bhagavan Uvacha Prajahati Yada Kaman Sarvan Partha Manogatan Atman Yevatmana Tushtaha Sthita Prajna Self-realised. So Krishna says, Prajahati Yada Kaman, he's saying, he abandons all the material desires which are born from the speculation of the mind. Mind desires many, many materialistic things. He gives up those things, he says. Secondly, he says, Atmani Yeva Atmana Tushta. He is satisfied in his own activities of the soul. That's what gives him pleasure. So in the picture, we have shown a story of Haridas Thakur. You can see Haridas Thakur is a great Vaishnava devotee, Supreme Lord's devotee. He was called as Namacharya. Every day he would chant 3 lakh names of God. So 3 lakh names would take like 16, 18 hours. So he would chant like that. So one day, one envious person sent one prostitute, like you see here. She was one of the beautiful prostitutes in that town. She called her and told her, go to this Haridas Thakur and make him fall down. We want to assassinate his character and then show to the world that he is ordinary man. He is not a saint. So like that he said, so this prostitute went. So like you saw in the picture, she is inviting him. She's telling Haridas, you are a young man. I am also a young girl. Come, let's both go to the forest and let's enjoy together. Haridas Thakur, when he heard it, he said, you see, I am chanting, I have this Japamala. I am very busy chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. So when my chanting total count will be over, then I can fulfill your desires, he told her. Till then you can sit. So she sat there. And Haridas Thakur was chanting all day, all night. Next day morning, the sun rose in the eastern sky. Then the prostitute got up and said, hey, you are chanting all night. And now the sun has risen, I am going away. I'll come today evening, she said. So she went away. Second day evening, she came again when it was getting dark. He was continuing to chant because he had to chant 1 million names. He was chanting continuously again. So second day also she sat through the whole night. Then she went away. Third day she came and she was surprised. Third day again he was chanting in his beads. So she was amazed. This person has so much taste in this chanting Hare Krishna. So she also heard attentively. Then the next day, third day, when it was over, the next day morning, he was still chanting. She cried out. She said, this chanting of Hare Krishna is so nectarian. It is so sweet. And she said, one sinful person, Ramachandra Khan, he sent me here to make you fall down. But you have no taste for me. You have taste for God. You don't have taste for a woman like me. And she said, she fell at his feet and said, now I surrender my life to you. I want to become a pure devotee of Krishna like you. I have no other ambition, no other aspiration. And because I was sent by that man, I came. But after hearing the holy name, my heart has become purified. Now order me what I should do. Haridas Thakur said, I know very well that sinful man was always envious and he was trying to pollute my character. I will not live in this village anymore. I am going away. But before I go, I will give you some instructions, he told her. He told her that, you take all your wealth and distribute it in charity to the Brahmins. And then you sit in front of Tulasi and daily chant this Hare Krishna mantra. Your heart will become purified. And what is this body? This body is made of flesh and bones. It will eventually get old and it will wither away. Sometimes people put the body in a coffin. Some people burn it in fire. Otherwise, some people like Parsis, they throw it to the vultures. Ultimately, that's the destination of this body. Krimi vid bhasma sangitam, it is said. So this material body is not all in all. There is a soul in this body, which is everlasting, imperishable, real personality. So that soul's love for God is ultimate dharma. So awaken that love by chanting Hare Krishna, he taught her. And then he left that place. That place is called Benapol in Bangladesh. I had gone to the place. And this lady became an acharya, guru of the whole village. Whole village used to come and bow down to her and learn from her. You can imagine. So it's a very amazing pastime which I told you just now, isn't it? So this is how, that means Haridas Thakur had become free from all material desires. Although a very good-looking young girl is coming and proposing to him, come, let's enjoy, he is able to reject her and be enjoying the taste of Krishna consciousness, you see. As you see here in this picture, generally you find a selfless man can give up the varieties of desire born from mental concoction. See, on the left side, I have shown a sinful man. One who is thinking of liquor bottle, is thinking of money, is thinking of some scantily dressed woman. This is his meditation. And he's having a cigarette in his hand. He is also playing cards to gamble and make more money. So there are a good number of people we see like that nowadays. So this is a sinful absorption due to greed for more and more to enjoy life. And he has no knowledge of anything about the soul or body or anything. And the right side I have shown another man. He may not be sinful, but he is constantly observing his mind and thinking about, when will I get that particular model car? When will I build a beautiful big bungalow for myself? When will I fly abroad? When can I relax, enjoy life, eat, drink and be merry? So there are a good number of people, even those who may not be sinful, but they also are absorbed in material desires like this, without reference to God, and most of the time goes away like this. A self-realized man, this is not his absorption. You will see how you can compare the left side man to the right side man. See, both are releasing smoke. The left side man is releasing cigarette smoke. The right side man, the devotee of Krishna, he is releasing agarbati. The agarbati, he is worshipping the Lord. So he has a purified mind. He is chanting Hare Krishna. He is wearing a tilaka on his forehead. And he is chanting Hare Krishna and is worshipping the Lord. He is eating only prasad. There's a big difference in their lifestyles, you can see. Because when mind is purified, he finds satisfaction in soul's activities, not this bodily pushings and pullings. He doesn't delight in that. You see, for example, here Prabhupada says in purport, it doesn't mean that you have to give up. Giving up material desires doesn't mean you give them up artificially. But by complete engagement in Krishna consciousness as eternal servitor. Without Krishna consciousness, one is sure to take shelter of mental concoctions. See, some people teach you, shut your eyes, shut your ears, like three monkeys you see. Shut your eyes, shut your ears, shut your mouth. This kind of suppressing will not help. Like here you see she's speaking blah, 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 and then she's trying to put a tape in the mouth. That will not help because you cannot artificially suppress our senses. Such suppression later on will blow off. You will see that. The Prabhupada gives the example of one Vishwamitra Muni. This Vishwamitra went to the, forest. He was actually a king, but he wanted to become like Vasishta, a very great self-realized, self-controlled sage. Yeah. So that Vishwamitra went to forest and he was meditating. At that time, he heard one sweet sound of tinkling of ankle bell. Like that he heard. Immediately he was curious. Hey, it looks like some woman is walking. Who is that? He opened his eyes and saw. And who it was Menaka, a society girl from the heaven, sent by Indra. Because sometimes Indra becomes worried that if Vishwamitra, like sages, perform penances and their penance becomes equal to mine, then my post may be my post may be taken away. He's insecure about his post. So then he sends the heavenly society girls to allure them and make them fall down. So when she came, Vishwamitra looked at her. She was good, very attractive looking, because the heavenly society girls are very beautiful, much more beautiful than even those on earth. Then he connected with her, spoke to her, started dallying with her. Eventually he begot Shakuntala, one child through her. And then he realized, alas, what a fool I am. I went to forest to become a sense-controlled man, but I got lost now. Then again he performed the penances in the forest. Again Indra sent another Apsara. Her name was Ramba. So the Ramba came with a handful of parijata flowers and showered on him. He opened his eyes and saw, and she shouted at her. He said, "You lady, one lady already cheated me, and I fell down from my position. I lost all the power of my penance. Second time you have come, another lady has come. I cursed you to become a stone," he said. So actually Indra also had come with her because Ramba was already worried. One time this fellow has fallen, second time he may be angry. So Indra came in the form of a bird. When he saw Ramba, he turned into, a stone. He flew away immediately out of fear. So in this way, you will see Vishwamitra second time fell down due to anger. First time he fell down due to lust. Second time he fell down due to anger. You will see that. Once he became victim of lust, one time victim of anger. That means, he tried to artificially suppress. That did not help. He did not sublimate, his desires by connecting with the Lord. That's the point. That we will learn now. Here you see, here is a king, Ambarish Maharaj. You will see that this king was a great king, intelligent king. All his senses he connected. You can see that from the top, you can see. In the mind, he was using it for thinking about Krishna. With the words, he was describing Krishna's glories he was hearing. With the hands, he was cleansing the temple. With the ears, he heard about the Lord. With the eyes, he was taking darshan of the beautiful form of the deities in the temple. And with the sense of touch, he was massaging the feet of Guru. And here, with the nose, he was smelling the flower offered to the Lord. In our ISKCON temples, we give the flower offered to the Lord and people can smell it. And with the tongue, he tasted the prasadam offered to Radha and Krishna. And with the legs, he would walk to the temple. And with the head, he bowed down to the deities. In this way, you can see all the senses engaging. Please read the left side. I have written something. Yeah, Krishna devotee, read that.
A Krishna devotee does not suppresses his senses, but engages all one's senses in Krishna's service.
Yeah. By this, the senses get purified also, and they become calm, cool, collected, because they have a superior engagement. They are not idle. Idle man's mind is a devil's workshop, it is said. They are not idling. That is speciality. Yeah. See how one finds satisfaction in the self alone? By realizing eternal servitorship to the Supreme Lord. He has no sense desires from petty materialism. He gives up the petty materialism like that fellow who is, smoking and playing cards and drinking and doing all materialistic, foolish activities. Instead, if like here you see this girl is reading Bhagavad Gita, and then she's gradually understanding what Krishna is, and and Krishna is the spiritual world. His favorite animals are the cows. He plays on his flute, and all devotees are pure devotees, spiritual world. All the details you get when you study the scriptures. Here you see, Prabhupada gives the analogy of a satisfied hunger. Like when we engage in this type of Krishna conscious activities, then our craving for enjoyment becomes satisfied. That's like when you are hungry, you put prasadam in the belly. When belly is full, you are satisfied, like that. Similarly, there is one very great Acharya called Yamunacharya. He says, very amazing verse he says. He says, Yadavadi mama cheta Krishna padaravinde navanava rasadamanudyatarantu masi tadavati batanari sangame smaryamane bhavati mukha vikara shushtu nishtivanam cha. You know what he says? Meaning of this verse is, my mind generally thinks of Lord Krishna and his activities, pastimes, as taught in the Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavatam. But occasionally my mind goes to thought of woman, and immediately he says, my lips curl in distaste and I spit at that very thought, he says. Why? Because what is there in this man-woman relationship? It is two animated bodies, trying to squeeze out some enjoyment. And ultimately these are fleshy bags, bags of flesh and bones. What kind of happiness can be there in this body? But on the other hand, the spiritual happiness is real happiness, because the body is temporary, perishable, but the soul is eternal. So he says, my real happiness is there in the spiritual platform, like that he says. So Prabhupada quotes that also. And here you will see the disparity in the world. Somebody is beautiful, somebody is ugly. Somebody is rich, somebody is poor. Somebody is very strong, somebody is weak. Somebody is healthy, somebody is diseased. So due to sinful activities, people get sinful reactions, either in the same life or in the subsequent lives. These are all sinful reactions people suffer. Similarly, there are pious reactions also. Somebody became rich because of piety. Somebody has a beautiful body. Somebody is healthy. Somebody is strong. So in this way, it's called papa and punya, we call it. So now, on what basis we get good body or bad body? Lord Krishna says this in Gita. One of you can read the translation, please. Whatever
state of being one remembers when he quits his body, O son of Kunti, that state he will attain without fail.
Like that he says. Like here on the right side, you see a old man is dying, and then he's becoming a small baby. So according to that, you get here, for example, most of the people in the world are thinking like this about a family, a car, a bungalow, and money. They don't think, this is called prayers. That means short-term needs, only they are thinking. They spend the whole life without aiming at the ultimate goal, which is Shreyas, we call it. Shreyas means going back to Godhead. And prayers means the petty things of this world. It's not that we should not get these things. These are also important, you need them. But this is not the ultimate goal. One, in the course of getting these commodities, we should not forget the ultimate goal of life. That's the point. So, like you see, this soul in the body of the boy is going through different species. Sometimes man, sometimes woman, sometimes animal, sometimes it just moves around like this, like you find. Sometimes king, sometimes ordinary citizen, sometimes handsome, sometimes ugly, sometimes human, sometimes animal, like that. So based on the desires we have in our mind and the good or bad karma that we have done, accordingly we get the bodies. So in the human life, we have two roads. If you use your developed intelligence to discriminate right from the wrong and stick to the right path, that is one road. Another road is engaging in sinful activities. For example, fish, meat or eggs, they are actually prohibited eatables because we have to unnecessarily kill the poor creatures. When, like you see animals, for example, They eat, we eat. They sleep, we sleep. They reproduce, we reproduce. They defend, we defend. How is it different? They are also respectable citizens of the country. You are born in a certain country. Animals are also born. They should also be respected. We should not unnecessarily kill them. They are like our brothers and sisters. First one. And second one, intoxication like drinking, smoking or drugs and tobacco. All these things are extremely harmful for the body also, you all know that. And one should abandon them. And gambling produces quick money, or you lose all the money and you become morose, depressed. Some people commit suicide because of having lost everything. So one should avoid such tension-producing gambling activities. And the fourth one is illicit sex. See, this fellow is talking to a girl and he's having catching hand of another woman. So this illicit sex means extramarital affairs. That means sex before marriage or sex outside marriage. So one should avoid such unclean behavior. So these are sinful activities called vikarma. See, the word vikarma is used there. Sinful activities. And these are pious activities. If you see here, these men are doing a puja, Lakshmi puja, because their goal is very clear. They are telling Lakshmi, Goddess, we will worship you, give us a lot of money. That's all. They don't want anything more than that. Similarly, on the left side picture, you see a man is worshipping various demigods. They are all giving many benedictions. But above them is Krishna, he doesn't know. Yeah. And similarly, on the extreme right side, you find Brahmanas are doing yajna for some demigods. They do. And they get some material benefits. Of course, the karma means aligning with the scriptures and getting material benefits. Like you see here, some people are doing social service. They are donating for the poor or sick or needy. So these are all material activities. Like you gave somebody $100, then next life you will get $1,000. So then you will have to be born again to get that $1,000 again. Like that. So these are pious activities. But Krishna is talking in Bhagavad Gita, beyond this karma and vikarma, there is akarma. This akarma means, this akarma is spiritual activity. You can cut all the reactions by this. Please read the right bottom, green box. One of you can read it.
A karma frees one from the cycle of birth and death and also awards him with supreme destination.
Yeah, on the left side, I have written one more thing. Yeah.
When the living entity chooses to serve Krishna, it is called a karma or devotional service.
Yeah. Like here you see, she's chanting, the devotee thinking of Krishna, is bowing down to Krishna, and she's bringing Aarti plate. All are doing devotional activities. So like here, Arjuna, it's not the devotional activity, is only like worshipping the Lord, bowing down to the Lord. Even Arjuna is doing devotional activity. How? Any of you can say? How can we say that this Arjuna's fighting is also devotional activity? Any of you?
He's doing his karma, right? He's doing his activities as a Kshatriya. Right.
Is simply doing our activity can be considered divine, akarma? Can it be considered?
The karma is like by thought process, right? Like,
for example, say you are going to a company and you're doing your job promptly and coming back. Can it be considered divine? That kind of work?
not divine, but you're still doing your karma, right? But it's not divine.
No, actually karma is material. But when the fruits of our karma is offered to God, then it is divine. Is that clear? See, karma, when we are doing our karma, for example, I am going to company, I am earning money, I have a bank balance, and with that bank balance, I build a house, I get a car, I get married, I enjoy my life. How is it divine? There is no divinity associated with it. Because I am enjoying the fruits myself only. But I am not giving anything to God. I'll tell you a simple example. Say, one landlord calls you and tells you, see, here is a field, 1 acre I am giving you. In this, sow this mango seeds. He is giving you the mango seeds. You are sowing it. He is giving you hose pipe and a motor also for drawing water. He has given you motor facility, water facility, so seeds, and he has given you the land, everything. And then monthly he gives you some wages. And now you have to water this seeds and develop it. Then a mango tree comes, then mangoes come, ripe mangoes come, then you're putting it in baskets. Now these mango fruits, they belong to you or to the landlord? Yes, you can say that.
To the landlord.
Landlord.
Yeah, it belongs to landlord because he has given you the land to develop. He has given you the water supply. He has given you the mango seeds and he's employing you. He's giving you some remuneration. Therefore, the fruit should be given to him. Isn't it? Because somebody may say, I produce this mango tree. No, like one farmer was thinking, I produce mango tree. God told him, see, who gave you the seed? God gave the seed. Who gave you the earth? God gave the earth. Who kept the potency in the seed to germinate and grow and become a tree? God kept that potency. Who made the mango ripen through the sunshine? God is making it ripen. Everything God is doing. The only thing farmer has done is he has sown the seed, the water, and then taken the water from God. All the God-given things he's using. So therefore, the fruit ultimately belongs to God when we do. And for us, the remuneration, what God is giving us, for example, he has given me the food, clothing, shelter. He is giving me the grains to eat. He is giving me the clothes of the material body to wear. And he's giving me a place to sit and live also. He has given all the building materials he has given. So he is providing us what we deserve. And the fruit of our work should be given to him. So how the fruit should be given, I'm going to show you now. But is this concept clear? Yes, Prabhu? You're clear?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. So that is why Jacob was saying, Artha is used for Kama, which is dharmically done, leads to liberation. Your way of life, etc., should be used to, and for the benefit of Krishna, and by trying to help everyone, see what can be done. Yeah, he's saying that the Dharma, Artha, Kama, Moksha, if you see, righteously we should do the work and offer the fruits to God, then it becomes sanctified. Yeah, I'm just about to show you the same thing now, the subsequent slide. So Arjuna is fighting battle. Duryodhana is also fighting battle. So whatever fight Duryodhana is doing, that is considered adharmic because he is, what do you call it? He is usurping the land of the Pandavas, and to retain that land, he is fighting. So are you all able to see that Duryodhana is fighting sinfully? He is fighting to hold on to the usurped land. Therefore, that is vikarma. Whereas Arjuna is fighting on Krishna's order, therefore Arjuna's activity is divine. Like Arjuna is killing so many warriors. It is exactly like in a hospital, a surgeon is opening the belly or opening the heart and performing surgery. That is considered proper because that is done for the welfare of the person. Similarly, Arjuna is liberating everybody on Krishna's order. Therefore, it is divine. Here you see other spiritual activities I have shown. Devotees in ISKCON are doing here. For example, this family, they are distributing books, transcendental books like Bhagavad Gita and other books. This is also spiritual activity. By this, they are helping the common people to get enlightened, isn't it? Similarly, here you see one lady on the right side, she is worshipping the deities of the Lord. This is also a divine activity. Here you see, these people are distributing prasadam, which is sanctified food. By eating sanctified food, all are going to get purified. So they are doing on behalf of God. So it's a pure activity. Here you see these ladies are all doing garlands for the Lord. They take almost 3-4 hours to make garlands for the deities. So that is also a divine activity because it is garlands are made for the Lord's pleasure. And here you see these devotees are on the extreme left bottom corner. You find they're beating the mridanga and singing and dancing in the street. If you are sitting inside in 4 walls and singing, you benefit. But when you go out and do this kind of Harinama Sankirtanam, then that holy name will benefit even the mosquitoes and the flies and the dogs and the shop people sitting in the shops, people passing in the road. Everybody gets benefit by the Harinam. So these are all spiritual activities because all are connected to Lord. Here you see these Matajis are cooking in the kitchen, huge quantity of prasad. So they are cooking for Krishna. Somebody is painting for Krishna. Somebody is gardening for Krishna. And Prabhupada is giving class about Krishna. Somebody is worshipping Radha Madhava, deities of Krishna. These are all spiritual activities. Here you see, huge Sankirtan is going on in a temple hall. All devotees are sitting and clapping hands and participating in some Kirtan. Means, Bahuvir Militva Kirtana means when many devotees come together and glorify the Lord and His holy name. Even in Bible it is said, Jesus says that, "O Lord, let thy name, hallow the name of thy Lord with all thy heart and all thy mind," like that he says in one verse. The Lord's holy name should be sung loudly with all the instruments and everything. So you can see that. Similarly, here one devotee is working in computer to make a poster for Krishna, or a book for Krishna, publishing a book for Krishna. That is also a spiritual activity. Or publishing magazines, back to Godhead magazines. Here the devotee is beating mridanga and singing Krishna's names. And here the Ratha Yatra parade, then for taking Lord to the street so that everybody can take his darshan and worship him. So in this way, performing austerity of chanting, performing sacrifice of Sankirtan, Harnam Sankirtanam, associating with saintly people, studying, all these are elevating spiritual activities. Then we can attain the supreme destination, no birth, old age, disease and death. So we call it as the ABCD formula. A for association, B for books, C for chanting, D for diet, E for engagement. All these are spiritual activities. Then you see, like Guru is showing hand to disciple. Accept a Guru, study the Vedas, perform austerity of chanting and all that, sense control, spiritual knowledge, then you attain God ultimately. So, and then Krishna says, please read the translation of this verse. Read it, one of you.
After attaining me,
the
the
great
great
souls
souls who are yogis in the devotion should never return to this temporary world, which is full of miseries, because they have attained the highest perfection.
Yeah, correct. Like the Krishna says. Because if you live a life like that, doing spiritual activities, you attain the permanent spiritual world and you never return back to this material world. Like that Krishna is telling Arjuna. You go back home, back to Godhead. So here I have given a very simple way of understanding how to lead our life. Do not try to enjoy beyond your quota allotted by God. So I have shown many things. You can take a snapshot of this and see at your leisure. And in the subsequent slides, I am showing some of them, 4 or 5 of them I am showing. But the rest of it, I will request you to consider in your mind before you come for the next class. So that in case you have any doubt about this, you can tell me. You can just take a snapshot of this screen, print screen, you can take it and keep it with you. Okay? Can I proceed to the next one?
I think I have a question. Or
Yeah, please tell me.
should I wait until the end of the class?
Oh, yeah, you can ask me now. You can ask me. Please tell me. Tell me.
Okay. So you mentioned about this karma, right? And also about doing pious activities, right? So what if someone
Not the pious activities. See, pious activities take us to heaven, but the pious count will get over and we come back. And sinful activities take us to hell, -3, -2, -1. Again, we come back to earth. But spiritual activities are done for Lord. For example, a man is fighting in the army for the nation's sake, he'll be given a medal when he kills hundreds of people in the battle. Whereas if he shoots a neighbor after coming from the army, he'll be put behind the bars because that is in his own account. Whereas the fighting for the country is in country's account. Similarly, if you do activity in God's account, that is liberating activity. Is that clear?
Correct. So my question is, what if someone's like, they're following the rules, right? Like they've led a life, like vegetarian life,
correct.
And no drinking.
Actually, vegetarian
no eating,
life is not enough. Vegetarian
like,
is a pious
no
activity.
eating, right? No eating meat.
Offer it to
no
God.
drink.
Now, if you offer the vegetarian food to God, then it becomes sanctified.
Correct. All of that, like let's say they've done Ekadashi and everything as well, right?
Correct.
But when the end of the time comes, right? When the person's about to pass away, and they don't remember God, right? Let's say they don't remember Krishna. Does that mean he does not get liberated, even though he's led a life, of doing bhajan or bhakti and everything?
Actually,
because sometimes I've heard of cases, right, where people have led, God conscious life, right? But during the last event of their life, like one such scenario I've heard is like one person just started cursing, right? And he has never cursed in his life. So it was like very strange, right? Like, how do you do you still get liberated, right? Moksha, or you don't, because at the end you're not remembering God.
Yeah. You see, for example, if you keep on accruing spiritual activities day by day. For example, you chant Hare Krishna, you take darshan of the deities, you eat only prasadam, read Bhagavad Gita, associate with devotees, come for classes like this, keep yourself pure, do the holy activities, multiple holy activities you do, they're all getting added in your account. And just like a green mango becomes ripe mango, you also become spiritually ripe over a period of time. And as you get more and more spiritually ripe, you can clearly see the world around you with a proper perspective. And then even while moving in the world, going to office, going to, doing household duties and everything, you will remain completely aloof. Because you know for sure that I am not the body, I am spirit soul. I don't belong to this world, I belong to the spiritual world. And your internal state of consciousness will become like a self-realized man over a period of time. And it is a gradual development, and it is a very joyful life it is. Because the Krishna conscious life is a very clean life. If you follow these principles, even materially we can be very happy also. You understand the point, isn't it?
Yes, yes. So either way, a bhakta will get liberation.
Yeah, actually the liberation part we don't even bother. Why? If you lead a life like this, we are all like children. Ultimately, God, when He sees that somebody is qualified, He will take us back.
So
Because
pretty much remove ourselves from the whole cycle of life and death, right?
We will be able to. We will be able to very easily. Bhakti Yoga is the easiest practice, where in Bhakti Yoga we don't tell people give up this, give up that. We say connect everything to God. Correct, no? Like in Hindi we say chodna nahi hai, jodna hai. Connect everything to Lord. Whereas in Jnani, for example, they are trying to artificially give up and go to Himalayas, which is not natural for the soul. God has created all these things. We live in the midst of the city. Even sadhus like me, we live in the heart of the city. We go for Harinam Sankirtan, we distribute books, we distribute prasadam, we go to the schools, colleges. We also move with the public. But our activities are we do activity only for God. And we also inspire people, take up as many of these activities as possible. We tell the people. The more, like we have one very famous corporate workshop, work and be holy, not a workaholic. Like that we have a topic, work and be holy and not a workaholic. So in this way, you can add up as many spiritual activities as possible. A, B, C, D, E. A for association, B for Bhagavad Gita, C for chanting, D for spiritual diet, E for seva engagement, like that. I showed you various activities, spiritual activities that the bhaktas do. Correct, no? And some authors are making garland, somebody can distribute a book, somebody can work on a computer. So 3-4 slides I showed you, they're all spiritual activities. And they're all done for God's pleasure. But pious people also sometimes, say for example, I am giving free notebooks to school children. In the next life, I'll become owner of a printing press. Because I gave notebooks in the previous life, now I'll be surrounded by papers in the next life. Similarly, if I am giving water to people in hot summer season, next life I'll be born near a river. Or I'll have a big syntax tank in the top, 24-hour water supply I'll get. Like that. If I gave uniforms to school children, I may next life be a owner of a textile mill. That means punya, if you give 1 rupee, you get $1, you get $1,000 back. Like that. But it doesn't take you out of this world, pious activity. But spiritual activity takes you beyond this world, back home, back to Godhead. Yes, are you able to appreciate the difference between pious activity and spiritual activity?
Yes, now it's clear to me, yes.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So, we don't want to be like vegetarian food eating people are pious people. But those who offer the vegetarian food to Krishna and then eat, they are spiritual people. That's the difference. Now I'm going to show you those, that slides are coming just now. You can see this one. See here, on the left side and right side, you can compare and see. You can see vegetarian food offered to God. On the other hand, right side person is eating fish, meat, eggs, killing poor animals and bird for the sake of taste buds. That is sinful. So similarly, one should not encroach upon others' property, knowing well that everything belongs to God. This is Vibhishan, surrendering to Lord Rama. He was a very righteous personality. On the other hand, you find Duryodhana and company, they are encroaching on Pandava's property. You can see that, going beyond their quota. Similarly, we should earn the wealth by honorable means and offer a portion of it to Lord's service. Like companies take away TDS, tax deducted at source. But when we are earning money, we should have another TDS, transcendental devotional service. Take some money, buy some Bhagavad Gita, distribute to your friends, or purchase some prasadam and distribute it, like that. So, and on the other side, you find wealth earned by bribe and wrong means, some scandal and all that. Okay. Similarly, here you see work. One should do a proper work like teacher, administrator, trader, artisan, like that. On the right side, you find somebody is resorting to thievery or working for companies which are promoting slaughter or liquor and illicit sex, such kind of things. One should not work for such companies, nor should one do such businesses which are illegal activities. And endeavor, we should be done as per the will of God in divine consciousness, like Arjuna is doing. It shouldn't be done out of greed for wealth and honor alone. Most people are becoming greedy and completely becoming workaholics without any ultimate goal of life. One is allowed to marry like this and have a child and then live a Krishna conscious life, married as per religious principles. On the right side, you find Ravana usurping another man's wife, Sita, and trying to kidnap her. So that should be given up. So one can sleep 6 hours, become healthy, and then get up in the morning and chant Hare Krishna and lead a happy life. But one should not oversleep unnecessarily. You can see on the right side, you see. So you all are understanding the difference, isn't it? Accept that which is favorable to Krishna consciousness. These children are singing a kirtan, and here these children are performing some Bharatanatyam dance. On the right side, you find these people are watching horror movies or unholy movies they watch, and when they see something, they get frightened. See how they are frightened. You can see, correct now? Because this is not fit. So now we are running out of time. I will cover this slide onwards in the next class. This will require a little time because in between we had my spiritual master also come. We lost a bit of time. So, and the deep concepts are there in this. Therefore, we have to go a bit slow. But I think today you all captured the point well about difference between pious activity and spiritual activity. You understood the difference. And also Sthita Prajna's related 4 questions. What are his symptoms? How does he sit? How does he speak? How does he walk? It will become very clear. I'll complete it in the forthcoming class. Okay. Thank you. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Jai.
Thank you very much.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
And Ligan, you are from which place? Mr. D. Ligan. You can unmute yourself, please.
Charlotte, North Carolina.
Oh, North Carolina, is it?
Yes.
I came to North Carolina recently, in my recent visit. I came to one of the college programs there. There is one temple also there. There's one Bir Krishna Goswami. You have been to the temple?
No, I believe it's in Durham.
Yeah.
Durham,
You study,
Durham.
are you studying in a university in North Carolina? Is it?
It's in Hillsboro.
Oh,
Hillsboro.
Hillsboro. Okay. Very good.
Okay. Yeah. That might be roughly 3 hours from me. 2.5 to 3 hours from me.
Oh, okay.
Right.
Okay. And Upen is from where? Which place? Upen? Upen. And also Dharati is from which place? Dharati. And I know Lavesh, I know Yash. And Srinath Anand Vangishati is from which place? Srinath, Hare Krishna.
Boston, Prabhu.
Austin, huh?
Boston.
Boston only. Oh, Boston, Srinath. Okay. Oh, Anand, is it Anand?
Last week we spoke. Yeah.
Okay. And then Sandeep Reddy is from?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. I'm from Columbus.
Columbus? Okay.
Yeah, currently I'm in India for 2 weeks.
Okay.
Yeah.
And Darshan is from? Darshan? Okay. And the Upen, Dharti, and Darshan, you can find out Jai Krishna Prabhu later on. Huh?
Sure,
there,
Prabhuji.
Prabhuji. Sorry, the mute button was not, unmute button was not working.
Okay. Yes, Darshan.
I am from Michigan.
Okay, Michigan. Nice. Thank you all for coming. Next week.
I'm Dharti. Jisri Radhe.
Just Dharti, madam, you are from which place?
I'm from Boston.
Oh.
Yeah,
Okay,
in
okay.
Brockton. Yeah, town.
Okay.
Sorry, I had unmute, so not that familiar for technology, so I did mute
Okay,
now, so can hear everyone.
Is this your first program, madam, or you've been before?
In the first time I enrolling, and really I enjoyed. I'm still feel so proud of I joined with this meeting.
Yeah, actually, this is I think probably 18th or 20th session. Jai Krishna Prabhu, you can give her our channel where we have kept. You can give her the link.
Sure, Prabhuji.
You have
I'll
all
give
this.
a whole
You
playlist.
have this
Yeah.
contacts, Upen and all. You have
Sure.
those who are joined a little late. You can give them the links of the previous ones. Okay.
Sure,
Sure,
because I
Prabhuji.
like the one I hear. I want to enroll my son. He's in college,
Yeah.
in UMass Onwards. But like I want to, he didn't had a chance to attend this 7:30. So I probably want to whatever we listen today is possible. I can pass to him. He they able to or not.
Yeah. You
Here.
you can continue attending if you can. If you aren't able to, we are putting it all in one channel. The link of which Jai Krishna will provide to you all in WhatsApp. He'll provide you.
Great.
And then you can go through it at your own leisure. And whenever you're able to come, you can come, and he will give you my email also. Any of you wish to ask me questions, Jai Krishna is our admin. He will give you all details. Okay. Thank
Okay,
you.
so he will have my contact. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Sri Radhe. Sri Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.